Good afternoon. Welcome along. It's AFC Bournemouth against Crewe Alexandra. It's a beautiful afternoon at Vitality Stadium, and we're getting to the tail end of the campaign now. AFC Bournemouth with 3 points today would push them even further into the top two. Currently second, but it would create a bit of a gap between themselves and third and fourth. It is the Cherries against Crewe Alexandra, and it's live with ESETS. I'm Ian Wilding for this live coverage this afternoon. Let's have a look at the teams then for Bournemouth today. After that heartbreak on Friday night, a 5-4 defeat against West Bromwich Albion in the Premier League Cup. A 9-goal thriller with the Cherries 2-0 up in that game. But Kobe Motto goes back to full-back with Finn Tonks, and Alfie Merritt slots in at centre-back with Harold Williams. Some goals there in that front four. For Crewe Alexandra, they've got a number of players that have made some senior appearances. Has always been the case with Crewe Alexandra over the last few decades. A number of players have come through their youth system and progressed through to the senior team, including their goalkeeper Tom Booth, who's made 58 league appearances for Crewe Alexandra. But they are rock bottom of the North table, despite the fact that they have picked up over the last 3 games with 7 points out of a possible 9. Professional Development League South, the Cherries in, whereas Crewe in Development League North. But Bournemouth have won 5 games so far in this calendar year, looking to make it 6, with the campaign ending in just over 2 weeks' time. Bournemouth will hope that it's extended with a playoff come the end of it. They just need to finish in the top 2, in which to do so. Finn Tonks, the captain there for Bournemouth, and the skipper for Crewe Alexandra is Stan Dancy. So we're pretty much ready to go. And there's certainly some goals in that Bournemouth team today. Particularly up front, Johnny Day, Bournemouth's top goal scorer, with 14 goals this season despite having 2 or 3 months out injured. And to get Crewe Alexandra away is Luca Moore at Vitality Stadium. It's the 23rd league game of the season. The campaign actually started at Vitality Stadium against Huddersfield, that 3-0 win for Bournemouth. Referee just making sure everybody's on the pitch before we get this match underway. A bit of a delay here, but eventually we are away. And it goes back to Tom Booth in the Crewe Alexandra goal. So the Cherries interestingly playing blue, as you can see, this afternoon, despite being the home team. Here's Motto. Shepherds that ball out of play. It was a 7-goal thriller when these two sides met in May last year, when Bournemouth beat Crewe by 4-3. Clark and Day both on the score sheets that evening, and Aduaje scoring twice as well. Comes back from Narco to Reece Dottin. Charlie Stevens. Back to Finn Tonks. So unusually, Kobe Motto wearing the number 6 today, but he is right back. Day the furthest forward. There's Tonks. Christie. Interestingly, it looks like Tonks is going to be centre-back this afternoon, with Harold Williams and Alfie Merritt in a left-back position. So Finn Tonks naturally a right back, but can slot in at centre back as well. There's Narco with a header, up to date. Live on AFCB TV, it's a live stream with ESETS. Every single under 21s and under 18s game we've brought you this season and between now and the end of the campaign, as Alfie Merritt to take the throw. Head on from Rhys Dottin. Christie. Subs for Bournemouth today: Noah Bhutan, Shabinze, Ethan Sills. Amir Ali has been so impressive the last couple of games. At centre-back is on the bench. And goalkeeper Danny Dixon, who was in goal as the Cherries beat Brentford 4-2. The under-18s on Saturday morning at the Pavilion, which was great to see. So there's Michael da Costa Gonzalez. Back to Kobe Motto to take the throw. Always great to play these games at Vitality Stadium. In front of a crowd as well. Always has a bit of spice to it. Costa Gonzalez. Stevens. Merritt. That goes back to William. Alfie Merritt. Motto tried to put Johnny Day in. It's blocked from Tom Graves. Stevens. Merritt. Rhys Dottin. Stevens to William. Cut out by Graves, out to Dion Rankin. Does well to get it past Merritt. It's going to be a real threat. Crewe Alexandra's number 7 today. Dion Rankin on that right hand side. Actually started at Chelsea and joined from Wigan last year, having made 25 senior appearances. Here come Crewe though with an early chance. Should be a goal, it is a goal. It was originally saved from the shot from Luca Moore. But Jordan Hodkin will make no mistake on the line, as Crewe are in form and they've taken the lead inside the first 5 minutes. Jordan Hodkin with the easiest of goals. It was, as you can see, we'll see in a second, save from Kai Crampton. And Hodkin won't get an easier goal all season. 1-0 Crewe Alexandra. Let's have another look at that one again then. It was one originally from Charlie Finney. Forward came Luca Moore. And Crewe with an early lead. A real hammer blow that for Bournemouth early on in this game, especially looking to move closer to into top 2 position. But that's a blow early on. Cherries have 4 games left, including today. They are 1 point ahead of Swansea behind them, but Swansea have 2 games in hand. Here's William. In from Crampton. Straight to Tracy. 27-year-old, the most experienced player on the pitch. Back to Hayden Taylor. Well, there's always goals between these two. We've had one already. In fact, the year before last, it was Bournemouth winning 6-0 against Crewe. The Vitality Stadium is actually 6-0 after 50 minutes. At the end of 2024. Infield to Dancy. Comes back again. Once again, there's Jordan Hodkin looking for his brace already. And he wins a Crewe corner, the first corner of the game. There was one originally from Tom Graves. Fell nicely there to Jordan Hodkin. Here's Finney. Crewe looking dangerous here. The shot comes in from Moore. Straight back to Dion Rankin. Get the pace. That's twice he's got round a Cherries player with a pace. Once on the right-hand side, once on the left-hand side. Cut out from Narco. Straight to Graves. Billy Baker. Dancy, the skipper. Aidan Taylor. Tracy. Back to Graves. Here's Dancy. Going to go through the legs there with Shiloh Tracy. Kobe Motto with the throw. Well done to Cherries women then on Saturday afternoon at Loftus Road, winning the Women's National League Cup against Plymouth Argyle. An early goal from Kenny Thompson, the corner which went straight in. Brilliant for Cherries women to win some silverware there against Plymouth. Well deserved. Hopefully the first trophy of many more for Helen Blezard. Won plenty of trophies as a player, but now she's also won one as a head coach for Bournemouth. Here's William. Kai Crampton in goal today for the Cherries. Da Costa Gonzalez. William. Da Costa Gonzalez. Narco behind Merritt there. Here's Christie. The 16-year-old's got options here, including Da Costa Gonzalez. We know he's dangerous from here. Da Costa Gonzalez is very dangerous from there. What a finish that was. He doesn't need much of an invitation, does he? Da Costa Gonzalez. Lovely trickery in the first place, and once you give him space there on that left foot, that favoured left foot, it's going to be very difficult to keep out. And despite Tom Boo's best efforts, the Cherries are back in the game. Only 11 minutes gone, we've had 2 goals already. Wow, did brilliantly to shake off his man in the first place, and once he has that space, that bit of 5-yard space on the edge of the box, shaped to shoot on his favoured left foot. And there we have it. Crewe's lead didn't last long. Back to 1-1. What a game this could be this afternoon. Play from Hodkin. Wins the corner. Bournemouth just 5 points short of averaging 2 points a game. 41 from 23 games so far this season. Second place. But now they've got some defending to do. Crewe taking the lead. Cherries pegging them back. Crampton just gets there. Headed on from Finney. Volleyed up from Hayden Taylor. It's Johnny Day. Gets Bournemouth's way. So Kobe Motto to take the throw. Kobe Motto, who actually made his Cherries debut when he was on trial against Crewe a couple of seasons ago. To take this throw. Well over 100 youth team players over the years have made it into the first team at Crewe. By 2015, player sales had generated over £20 million. A lot of the money they've invested in Gresty Road, modernising the academy. As Tonks down the line to Motto. Well, Cherry's last league game, it was a brilliant win at Sheffield United. 3 goals in the space of 11 minutes. Narco, Da Costa Gonzalez and Motto all on the score sheet. Wonderful 3-2 win at Sheffield United, that was. And Bournemouth going great guns at the moment. Alan Connell was disappointed with the goals conceded against West Brom on Friday night. They're certainly winning more games than they're losing. Da Costa Gonzalez tries to get there. Forward from Charlie Finney. Motto to Stevens. Harold William. Isaac Irwin. Dancy to Moore. Da Costa Gonzalez, Bournemouth's goal scorer. Dancy to Hayden Taylor. Moore. Graves. There's Moore with the pass. No one in there though. Be disappointed there. No one was really attacking that one. Goal kick to Bournemouth. 2 goals in a space of 10 minutes. Crewe Alexandra taking a very early lead. A tap-in from Jordan Hodkin. There's Da Costa Gonzalez with a response a few minutes later. What a start it's been to the game. Bournemouth know where the back of the net is for sure as well. 19 different players have been on the score sheet for the development squad this season in all competitions. And the man who's now second top goal scorer for the Cherries behind Johnny Day, Da Costa Gonzalez, on the score sheet again. Here's Christie. Tracy. Came off Tonks last. Charlie Finney to take the corner. In fact, he's going to leave it for Luca Moore, so Finney will be there as a short option. Aidan Taylor there in the picture on the edge of the box. Could be disappointed with the delivery. Well, a word for Archie Harris as well, who scored for Wales under-21s against Belarus at Newport County. That's great to see. Archie Harris is currently on loan at Eastleigh, having a successful spell there. I think the Spitfires have missed him as well over the last couple of games. Here's William. Bournemouth who are next in action at Charlton on Friday afternoon. That's a 1:30 kickoff. We'll have live coverage of that one. Stevens to William. Motto wanted the free kick originally. Throw back to Tonks. To Christie. As well as Charlton, Bournemouth have still got Fleetwood away to come on a Tuesday afternoon. QPR and Hull to come as well. Day. Da Costa Gonzalez. Out to Rhys Stottin. What a great pass out to the left-hand side that is. Remy Rhys Stottin. What can he do with it? Small sight to goal. Comes back to Motto. Oh, and I thought that was going to go all the way in at one stage. Narco was running in the 6-yard box. There's Remy Rhys Stottin there. Out to Kobe Motto with the delivery. One stage I thought that was going to cause some problems for Tom Booth in the Crewe goal. Well, Crewe's last game away from home saw them win 4-3 at Bristol City. They were 4-2 up on 64 minutes as well. The home side getting a goal back deep into stoppage time. And their last game was at home with a 2-0 win against Colchester. Moore and Swan on the score sheet, which ended a run of 3 successive away games for Crewe Alexandra. But we were approaching the halfway mark now then in the first half. Both goals being scored in the first 10 minutes. Crewe taking the lead. Da Costa Gonzalez pegging Crewe back. And really, you'd say Crewe Alexandra, the first 6-7 minutes, they were the side well on top. But since then, Bournemouth have been growing into the game. On the whole, not a great deal in it between the two teams so far, in the whole grand scheme of things. Cross from Irwin. Motto. Jordan Hodkin won't keep it in play. William. Stevens to Christie. Rhys Stottin. Alfie Merritt has been on loan at AFC Totton, plays it back. Talking of Tottenham, Charlie Osborne has been on loan at Tottenham. He's now moved on to Torquay to join up again with Jimmy Ball, who was his manager at the Stags. So it's just quieting down a bit. At 10 minutes at 1-1, I did wonder if this is going to finish 6-6. It's slowed down a little, as always going to eventually, as it comes back from Billy Baker. Here's Graves. Motto to take the throw. Here's Christie. Merritt. William. Well-timed challenge. Here's Moore. Finds Hodkin. There's Tonks as well. Couple of brilliantly timed challenges there, but this time he won't stop it from going out for a corner kick to Crewe. It's their fourth corner of the game. See if the Cherries can deal with this. Well, Crewe actually went on a 12-game run without a win in the middle part of the campaign before beating Hull 3-2 at the end of January. They've certainly picked up as far as points are concerned, though, last few games. Still some problems. And Cherries will be relieved that that one sailed wide of the post. Crampton did get a faint touch to it. Yes, he did. Got a punch. Tonks couldn't quite get a touch. The shot's in the end harmlessly wide of the post. But in 2026, Bournemouth have beaten Charlton, Bristol City and Millwall. All very convincingly, those three. And they've won 2 games since against Barnsley and Sheffield United, all in the league. Won a couple in the Premier League Cup as well this calendar year. Back from Irwin. Cleared from Booth. Motto's throw. Tonks to William. Narco. Graves back to Booth. Aidan Taylor. It's away from Graves. Here's Johnny Day. Christie to Merritt. Reece Dottin, he might have a go here. It was going to be difficult, I think, from there. But certainly worth a go. Remy Reece Dottin, who got his 5th goal of the season in that game against West Brom in the Premier League Cup on Friday. Well, incredibly in that game, Cherries went 2-0 up. Motto and Michael da Costa Gonzalez. Reece Dottin scoring for Bournemouth to make it 4-3 after West Brom had gone 4-2 up. And Narco getting a goal back to make it 5-4. But it wasn't enough in the end, sadly, for the Cherries. Out from Tracy to Rankin. Luca Moore. Dancy to Graves. Tracy. Clear from Motto, only as far as Isaac Irwin. Out to Billy Baker. Dancy. Graves. Irwin. Graves to Hayden Taylor. Cut out from Christie. De Costa Gonzalez clears. Up to Narco, who won't get there. Pretty evenly poised though this game so far. Not a lot in it still. Billy Baker goes back to the goalkeeper. Christie. Motto. De Costa Gonzalez. Lovely movements. Brilliant stuff. He might even be able to finish it off here, you never know. Looks a turn provider. Oh, up towards Johnny Day. I think if he was on his left foot there, he probably would have had a go. He just took him away with his unfavoured foot. He did the right thing in the end. Played the pass into Johnny Day, but good defending from Crewe Alexandra. That was a chance for the Cherries. And apart from the 2 goals, there's not been a load of clear-cut chances for either teams, you'd say. Crewe had that shot which went wide of the post in the corner after it was punched away originally from Kai Crampton. There's a frantic start. Here's Dancy. Swanker's got Baker. Here is Baker. Cut out well. It's a 5th Crewe Alexandra corner. Cut out from Charlie Stevens, the Wales Youth International. At Vitality Stadium, live with ESET. It's Bournemouth 1, Crewe 1 in the Professional Development League. It's the Cherries 2nd in the South Group against Crewe 10th out of 10 in the North table. And no rush to take this corner. Here's Charlie Finney. Dancy. Moore. Hayden Taylor. Away from William. Johnny Day. Did brilliant to keep possession. Did even better to move 30 yards up the field and find the pass. Brilliant from Johnny Day. Here's De Costa Gonzalez. Oh, it's cut out in the end. Stevens was there as the option. Brilliant from Johnny Day though. The tenacity he showed and the strength to move his way up the field. Jordan Hodkin on the floor. He's going to be okay. Play will resume. There's not been any real stoppages in this game so far. So we've passed the half-hour mark. And here's Harold William. To Narco. He's looking for his 8th for the season. Cut out from Rankin and it goes out to the right hand side to Luca Moore. Referee plays on. Day. De Costa Gonzalez to Motto. It's a rare Cherries corner. Great play from Kobe Motto. Came off Charlie Finney last. So De Costa Gonzalez then to take the corner. His brother not in action today, Malcolm, due to being out on international duty. Training with the first team for Ecuador. Here's Rhys Dottin. William. De Costa Gonzalez. Tonks finds Christie. Motto's delivery. Oh, had potential that as well. Narco was running in at the back post. Tom Booth makes the catch. The goalkeeper. Not the kick he wanted though, Tom Booth, whose brother Sam is also part of the Crewe Academy, his goalkeeper as well. De Costa Gonzalez. So just a couple of little stoppages here and there. But a big game for the Cherries because the games are running out in terms of trying to get into those playoffs come the end of the season. Just allows Alan Connell, the development squad manager, to give out some instructions to his players. So 11 to half time. I was saying earlier about that Bournemouth 6 Crewe 0 with all the goals in the first half a couple of years ago. That was an unbelievable evening, that was. I seem to remember the Cherries needed to win by 10 to get into the playoffs. And at half time he started to think it might happen. Tideman scored twice, De Costa Gonzalez scored twice. Aduaje and Kimsey were on the score sheet that evening, but the goals stopped in the end, unfortunately for the Cherries. Is Irwin with a pass. Forward from Graves. Back from Hodkin. Motto. There's Tracy's on the floor. Referee stops play there after that incident between him and Kobe Motto. I said the last 3 or 4 minutes he's going to play the drop ball, but it feels like the last 3 or 4 minutes have been a little bit stop-start. A reminder, we'll have all the highlights at half-time from the first half, including those 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes, with Bournemouth pegging Crewe back. It's all to come at half-time, with extensive highlights of the first half, so stay tuned for that. Christie. De Costa Gonzalez. Merritt. Rhys Dottin. Here's Motto. Good ball. Oh, Alfie Merritt there. At one stage you think that might just loop into the back of the net. I think that counted 7 side steps there from Kobe Motto. And there's Merritt with a header. Better from the Cherries though. Here's Narco. There's Day. Goal kick to Crewe. Well, the senior team not in action for a while. It's a long old break, what with the FA Cup and the international break for the senior team. Next in action at Arsenal. "12 days' time in the Premier League. And the under-18s in action on Wednesday. Forward to Merritt. Merritt's cross, and that was always going to sail over the bar. Yet Swansea at home at the Pavilion on Wednesday afternoon. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff, so make sure you tune in for that one. We've got live coverage, full 90 minutes of that match as ever. Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Back from Dancy. Here's Billy Baker, who's actually the grandson of the Newcastle Town manager, who ended up signing him on loan. Here's Motto. So Crewe have dominated in terms of the corner count with 5 against 1. With attempts on goal, it's been pretty level. The Cherries hitting the target a couple of minutes ago. That header from Alfie Merritt from the cross from Motto, right-hand side. Crewe with a tap-in on 4 minutes. 5 minutes later, Cherries were level with a great strike from Da Costa Gonzalez from the edge of the penalty area. Here's Stevens. William. Motto. Motto. Today, he's got Narco in the middle. Comes back to Da Costa Gonzalez. Dangerous ball in. There was Merritt who tried to get the header in again. Narco was in there as well. Could have caused some problems though, that chip into the penalty area from Da Costa Gonzalez. And Merritt got the final touch. I think he perhaps thought he was closer to the goal than he was in the end. Aidan Taylor. Professional Development League at Vitality Stadium. It was a 1 p.m. kickoff. William to Merritt. There's Tonks. It's at the stage of the campaign for the development squad where results elsewhere are almost as important as how you're getting on, although the Cherries can just get the job done here today. That's all they can do. Flicked on. Out for more. I'll be particularly interested between now and the end of the season how Watford in third get on. You have 1 point more than Watford with games in hand. And Swansea in fourth, they have 1 point more. And have played 2 games less, the Cherries. Here's Motto. Still Motto. Well, it feels like Bournemouth are getting better and they're getting closer. Every time they get into that final third, you feel like they could cause some problems. But when you've got Narco and Reece Dottin and Da Costa Gonzalez, and Kobe Motto coming forward, as well as Johnny Day. There's some real talent there going forward. Motto there coming forward from a right back position. Here's Rhys Dottin. And Stevens. It was always going to be fairly comfortable for Tom Booth in the Crewe goal. 1-1. Well, as you can see there, Alfie Merritt making the run. Harold William. Up to Rhys Dottin. Tom Booth has also had experience out on loan at non-league football. It's at Nantwich. As it's Johnny Day for the Cherries. Cut out from Graves. Goes out to Tracy. Motto does well. Motto wins the free kick. Will we see one last chance, I wonder, before half-time? Still both goals being scored inside the first 10 minutes. We're still seeing an average of 4 goals per game involving Bournemouth this season. Scored just over 2 goals a game and conceded just under 2 goals a game. Tonks. Christie. Rhys Dottin. Oh, nearly got it back in return. Still there's a chance though. Back to Christie. To Costa Gonzalez. Away from Billy Baker. Here's Finn Tonks. Stevens. What a time to score this would be. To Costa Gonzalez. Given to Tracy. William. Finn Tonks. Out to Motto. Rhys Dottin. Can't imagine it'll be more than a minute played of stoppage time. Might be running out to put the ball in the box now. William to Tonks. Stay tuned for the highlights at half time. Here's to Costa Gonzalez. That will be that. So referee calls time on a first half, which will produce 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes. Both sides have had the odd opportunity, but nothing major really since 10 minutes in. Merritt's come close on a couple of occasions, one with an effort on target. The 2 goals worth watching back. That Cherries equaliser, well worth watching back, which we'll bring for you in just a second as part of the highlights. But we'll be back in just under 15 minutes time at Vitality Stadium. Nothing to separate the 2 teams. It's Bournemouth 1, Crewe Alexandra 1. Let's bring you the highlights of the first half. Welcome back to Vitality Stadium, where AFC Bournemouth against Crewe Alexandra is on as even so far, 1-1 in the Development League. Cherries on the south table, second at the moment, against Crewe 10th in the north table, and Crewe Alexandra about to make the first change of the afternoon as well. It's at Vitality Stadium. It's a beautiful afternoon. Crewe Alexandra taking the lead inside the first 5 minutes, and the Cherries pegging them back more than 5 minutes later with Da Costa Gonzalez with a left-footed finish. Booth did get a touch to it, but it wasn't enough in the end. So we'll get confirmation in a second of that substitution. AFC Bournemouth are about to get us underway here in the second half. Crewe have got 4 other outfield players on the substitutes bench. The Cherries are unchanged going into the second half. So Stevens to get us underway. Comes back to William. Headed on already from Tom Graves. Motto delivers it long. Won't find Narco. So it'll be interesting how the first 10 minutes of this second half shapes up, really, because it was a really frantic first 10 minutes, a relatively quiet period after that. Who's going to get out the traps quicker? That goes behind Dion Rankin on that left-hand side, the Barnet-born winger. And Kobe Motto, who's also in double figures for goals this season. He's had a mixture of positions since the new year. Sometimes out wide on the wing, other times as a fullback. Also played as a left-back as well as right-back. Here's Merritt. Confirmation then that the substitution for Crewe Alexandra then. Off has come Charlotte Tracy, the experienced forward, getting some more minutes in his legs. And on has come Ryan Chadwick for Crewe Alexandra. So the one change at half-time. Goes out to Motto. Picked up again from Rankin. Goes to Charlie Finney. Back from Graves. Out to Finney. Who's going to get there first? Finn Tonks. Head of Jordan Hodkin. Christie. Costa Gonzalez. Cleared from Isaac Irwin. Motto. Motto back to William. Well, Crewe have got 4 games left after today. They've still got Wigan and Huddersfield to play, with 2 matches against Colchester sandwiched in between, one at home and one away. 2 back-to-back games against them. Here's Tonks. Bournemouth end the season against Hull City on the 14th of April. That's when that's scheduled for. William. Christie. Da Costa Gonzalez. Motto. Returns the favour. Costa Gonzalez's cross, and Johnny Day was running in. Caught well from Tom Booth. Booth goes long. Here's Jordan Hodkin. Hodkin gets above Tonks. Ahead of him. Here he is again. He should score. Good save in the end from Kai Crampton. Well, talk about end-to-end. Looking for his second goal, Jordan Hodkin, who scored early on inside the first 5 minutes. Again, you can see the angle was cut off for him a little bit there. Could he be disappointed? Not to have done better there. Credits to Kai Crampton though. Narrowing the angle. Here's William. Motto. Live with ESET. ACB TV coverage of Element Squad. Bournemouth against Crewe Alexandra under 21s. Out to Motto. Right kind of idea. Already played nearly 5 minutes into the second half. Well, the Cherries have enjoyed some good wins at Vitality Stadium this season. They've had a few at Vitality. Mainly played at the Performance Centre though, the Cherries' home games. So Charlie Finney throws it straight for Cherries' throw. Here's Christie. To Tonks. Talking of home games, good luck to AFC Bournemouth women who are in action against AFC Wimbledon at Ringwood. That's on Sunday afternoon in the National League South. Still chasing that title. Here's Rhys Stottin. Good play there the second time from Harold William. Here come the Cherries. Da Costa Gonzalez to Motto. Well, the two Crewe players there doing well to stop him from getting the cross in. Here is Da Costa Gonzalez though. Can he finish it off? Here's Rhys Stottin. Oh, just a couple of inches away in the end for Remy Rhys Stottin. Well, there's that chance there, wasn't it? Just that opportunity for Stevens, that little sight of goal. Did well to find Rhys Stottin in the end, but Rhys Stottin just couldn't find the target. Agony for the Cherries. Rhys Stottin looking for his third goal in 3 games. As Kobe Motto has it. Rhys Stottin, who finished off a brilliant move at home to Barnsley a couple of weeks ago at the Performance Centre, tucked it away nicely 2 weeks ago. Here's Merritt. Oh, and now stuff for Crewe for a second. Alfie Merritt with the delivery. It's a Cherries corner. Well, as Isaac Irwin will be relieved that that missed the target. To getting his clearance wrong. Bournemouth could still take advantage here though. Da Costa Gonzalez. Hayden Taylor. Once more, here's Hayden Taylor again, who signed his first professional contract 18 months ago. Switched out to Billy Baker. Charlie Finney. John Rankin, who made those 25 league appearances for Wigan before moving to Crewe. Finds Hayden Taylor. Chadwick tries to get in there. Here's Stevens. So Charlton, Fleetwood, QPR and Hull, the remaining 4 games for the Cherries after today. Bournemouth have won 13 games in the league this campaign. They've only drawn 2. There's not too many draws anyway, full stop, in this league. I think a lot of that's due to the number of goals scored in all the games right across the board in the Professional Development League. Here's Tonks. It's a Motto. the moment they're heading for a draw at the moment, though. Still only 9 minutes gone in the second half. Crampton to William. William to Christie. Look at the space opening up here. Christie. It's away from Reece Dottin, and it goes Crewe Alexandra's way. But just for a second there, you saw all the space that opened up. You just think, is that the moment for the Cherries? Certainly been chances for both sides since half-time. Best chance, though, falling for Crewe. After Jordan Hodkin got in behind his opponent and had that shot. The angles were reduced from goalkeeper Kai Crampton, who made the save. Came off his foot. Still both goals scored inside the first 10 minutes. Rankin tries to get it past Tonks. Here he goes again. Saw how quick he was in the first half. Comes back again this time to Hayden Taylor. And you just feel that this game is going to open up as the second half goes on. Cherries really needing to get the 3 points. And Crewe, with where they are in the table at the bottom, got nothing really to lose. You could just see the spaces opening up at both ends now since half-time. First 10 minutes of the second half, similar to the first 10 of the first half, but without the goals. Might get one now, though, Crewe might. Harold Williams stops that from happening. Brilliant play from him. Luca Moore looking to get the cross in. Stood up to him well there, Harold Williams. Just got enough on it. Stretches his leg out to put it behind for a corner. Charlie Finney to take. Charlie Finney was on loan at Chorley last season. 2 in the picture on the edge of the penalty area. Referee sees a little bit of pushing and shoving inside that 6-yard box. Cramped in there, aren't they? Does go short. Comes back again, and well, what a chance that was. Right off the woodwork from Luca Moore. Good move in the end, Owen Hayden Taylor leaving it for him. And a scare there for the Cherries. I'm not quite sure how we've not seen a goal since half-time. And where the second half's been going. Tonks. Played back from Tom Graves. Cleared from Booth. William. Tonks. Stevens getting into a bit of trouble here, but he does well. Well, I thought he'd won the ball at first, but the referee has given a free kick. Well, Stevens there who had Christie. It was just that second touch took him away from the ball. And yeah, he got more of the foots and the ball. Then he won the ball off the second player, but the referee had already given the free kick for the original incident. For a foul on Jordan Hodkin. We go to the hour mark. Still nothing separating the two. Yellow card for Stevens. First yellow card of the afternoon. They've got to be switched on here, Bournemouth, because Crewe's best opportunities, apart from the goal, of course, have come in the second half. Charlie Finney. Finney's delivery. And there he is again looking for his second, Jordan Hodkin, but he couldn't keep it down in the end. Well, Jordan Hodkin could have got a couple of goals in the second half, in addition to the one he scored when he tapped in on the line in the first, but that one was always going to sail over the bar. Cleared from Tonks. Isaac Irwin. To Graves. Out to Finney. On to Rankin if he's going to stay onside. He does stay onside. And it's a brilliant finish that was from Luca Moore, who's looked dangerous in the second half. Picked his spot brilliantly. And as soon as he hit that, you knew exactly where that was heading. He had it all to do, in fairness. But now Bournemouth have it all to do because they trail Crewe Alexandra by 2-1. Well, let's have another look at that one. Again, with his back to goal, to turn the way he did, to turn Christie and find the finish. From this angle, you can see just how much he still had to do. Especially with two Bournemouth men there inside the 6-yard box with Tonks and William in there. But he managed to find the net anyway, and Crewe Alexandra are going to make a change, their second change of the afternoon. And I think coming off is going to be Jordan Hodkin. It is Hodkin who makes his way off. He scored Crewe's first goal. He could have got a couple in the second half as well. And he makes way, and Crewe Alexandra have a 2-1 lead at Vitality Stadium. Here's William. So on for Crewe comes Lucas Swan, who actually scored 2 goals that ended up being goal of the month. Both of his goals for Crewe Alexandra in February and March for the under-18s. Here's William. Here's restarted. So Lucas Swan comes on. Ryan Chadwick came on at half-time for Crewe as well. All of the outfield players still on the bench for Bournemouth. None have been brought on so far. Here's Tonks. Crewe regain the lead. Now Cherries have a bit of a mountain to climb. Here's Motto. Tonks. William. It's been quite frantic since half-time. Here's Merritt. Stevens to Christie. Cut out though from Hayden Taylor. To Costa Gonzalez. Narco looking for a response. And what a challenge that was, to be fair to him. Isaac Irwin timed it brilliantly. Otherwise Narco was in there. So close for the Cherries. Christie. Dancy. Bournemouth have it all to do. Tonks clearance. Reece Dottin's header. Here he is again. Looks for a response. Johnny Day surely. Oh, just slips at the wrong time. At the very last second. just like when Crewe took the lead to make it 1-0, thought Bournemouth were going to respond within a few minutes at 2-1 as well, but he just slipped. Well, both players slipped pretty much exactly the same time. Agony for Bournemouth again. Tonks. Christie to Stevens. Stevens again. And restarting. Stevens looking for the assist there. He had the space there to pull the trigger after the bounce. Found nicely to him off his knee there. Just couldn't bring it down how he wanted to. So 20 gone in the second half. We're approaching the halfway mark now. Here come Crewe though. This could make things even more comfortable. And Kai Crampton again, this time denies Luca Moore, who could also have had a hat-trick. Luca Moore, he's got one. He's got an opportunity just after half-time and he's got one there. Kai Crampton denies him. Crewe looking to make it 10 points from 4 games. Bournemouth, who are also looking to do the same, having picked up 7 points from a possible 12. Can the Cherries deal with this? Headed away from Narco. Out to Chadwick. Back to Irwin. To Finney. Finney to Moore. William gets a header, gets a touch to it, and then Johnny Day clears for the Cherries. Here's Narco. Can he get in there? Couldn't quite. William won't find Tonks. So frustrating day for Bournemouth in a lot of ways today so far. Straight to Narco. Finds Reece Dottin. Stevens. Day has got Motto on the overlap. And Day's deflected shot. Well, he had Motto making a run. Narco and Acosta Gonzalez in there as well. As you can see, look at Narco in space on that left-hand side. If he could have just found Narco making the run. Cherries could have had a huge chance. But he goes out to Merritt. Reece Dottin. Referee's not interested. Well, certainly a slight pull of the shirts, but he did fall down. Slightly afterwards, the referee was just behind it, had a clear view of it. Here's Tonks. Acosta Gonzalez. Christie. William. Stevens. Reece Dottin there looking for the back heel. This is a chance here if he can beat Tonks, the substitute. Oh, he won't get past Tonks. Really good defending in the end. Lucas Swan. And see how end-to-end this is. It's been pretty end-to-end since half-time, really. Crewe were pushing, though. And it felt like during that 5-10 minutes, Crewe Alexandra were going to have another good chance, which they took to make it 2-1. Luca Moore with the finish. Tonks cross. Reminder, we've got live coverage on Wednesday of the under-18 Swansea at home in the Pavilion. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff. And then the next game after that for the under-18s is scheduled to be the 11th of April at home to Peterborough. Goes back to Tonks. So Crewe have 19 points from 23 matches. They've won 6, drawn 4, lost 12. They did have 12 points from 20 matches before the last 3 matches. Here's DaCosta Gonzalez. What a ball that is from DaCosta Gonzalez. If Narco can get in there. Battle between those two. Picked up from Irwin after Baker got there originally for Crewe. There's Dancy. Graves. Costa Gonzalez, that was a hell of a ball from one half to the other a second ago. Created a real battle there between Baker and Narco. Baker just got there first. Here's Johnny Day. Narco's in the middle. Looking for options. Gets one now. In Motto. And there's Stevens. And there's Narco with the strike. Somehow that's denied. Great save. Here they go again, Cherries. Cleared from Hayden Taylor. Oh, how's that one stayed out? Merritt. Christie to Tonks. DaCosta Gonzalez. DaCosta Gonzalez! Oh, and how on earth have Bournemouth not managed to find an equaliser there? Johnny Day was running in. And somehow, I think Tom Booth got a touch after DaCosta Gonzalez's strike originally. And look how it's opening up now. Back to Moore. Chadwick plays it back. Here's Dancy. Finney. Hayden Taylor to Finney. Graves. Dancy gives it away. Here come the Cherries. Narco. Just regained composure there, didn't he, in the end, Irwin, after that slip. There's Dancy. Hayden Taylor. Here's Day. We'll have a look at those big chances again in a second when the ball goes out of play. Here's Narco. Love to have another look at that again, that Cherries chance. See how that one stayed out. Here's DaCosta Gonzalez to Motto. Motto could finish here. Oh, and it results in a great save, doesn't it? What a save from Tom Booth. Well, Bournemouth are getting closer and closer. There's Kobe Motto with the space to shoot. He just slipped again at the worst possible time, really, when pulling the trigger. A bit like Johnny Day did about 10 minutes ago or so. They've had some big chances second half, Bournemouth. Christie's cross. And the header goes in. And there's Eugene Narco for the Cherries. Has pulled it back. Well, it felt like it was coming for Bournemouth. They've had 3-4 chances in the last 10 minutes and you think, how have they not scored? But this time they have scored. And it's 2-2. And it is game on now. And twice Bournemouth have pegged back Crewe Alexandra. Header at the back post there. Eugene Narco is another angle of it. It's a great header. And it had to be decent, really, to beat Tom Booth in the Crewe goal, because he's made some great saves. Christie coming off for Bournemouth. Crewe just making a change as well. On for them has come Alfie Jones-Mellor, making his way on. Off for them goes Isaac Irwin. And Noah Bhutan making his way on for Bournemouth. With Christie making way, so the changes coming in now. And Crewe going to make that change anyway, I think, whatever the situation was, at 2-1 or 2-2. "15 minutes to go. This is going to be a grandstand finish, this one, I think. A big game for Bournemouth at the top end. And Crewe looking to make it 4 games without defeats. What a last 15 minutes this promises to be. Narco's header. The word for Dane Demukum as well, who was on the score sheet for the under-18s against Brentford on Saturday. Alfie Thomas, and 2 goals from Thomas Robinson. Saw the Cherries win 4-2 Saturday morning. Here, Cherries have conceded 2, but they scored 2 as well, live with ESET. Bringing the full 90 minutes coverage. Who knows what the next 13 minutes will bring. Here's Merritt. 4 different goal scorers so far this afternoon. William. Tonks. Costa Gonzalez. Motto. Stevens to Costa Gonzalez. Here's Stevens again. William. Here's Alfie Merritt. Bhutan. Well, the list of players that have come through the Crewe Academy over the years is quite incredible. Like to Danny Murphy, Seth Johnson, Dean Ashton, Jeff Thomas, David Platt, Robbie Savage and Neil Lennon, a couple of others. But you could go on and on when it comes to players that have come through over the years from different generations. Back to Costa Gonzalez. There's Day. To Tonks. Motto. I think both teams are just going to keep pushing and pushing here. The moment the ascendancy is with Bournemouth, though, really, after that equaliser, you feel. They've got the momentum now. Here's Merritt. It's past to Reece Dottin's cut out. Hayden Taylor. Yeah, they did actually climb to 9th, Crewe, in 2021. In terms of the 9th best academy in the whole of Britain. They moved above Liverpool at the time. As Noah Bhutan plays it back. The second, or the first Cherries change, I should say. Crewe have made 3 changes. Here's Bhutan. 10 minutes to go. Reece Dottin. Head of him, Stevens. Free kick does go Crewe's way, says the referee, for a foul on Lucas Swam. It was nearly one-on-one about 10-15 minutes ago, and he tried to get it round Finn Tonks, the substitute, but Tonks did really well at the time to stop him from doing so. Well, the change for Bournemouth. Ethan Sills is getting ready to come on. Ethan Sills has joined his dad Tim at Wimborne on loan 3 weeks ago. In the meantime, Reece Dottin there receiving some treatment, so there will be some stoppage. There's not been a lot of stoppage in this game, really. We've had some changes, some substitutions. Let's have another look then at the Cherries equaliser to make it 2-2. It was played short to Christie, and what a header. Looks better the more you watch it. He enjoyed that one, Eugene Narco. And Cherries in a race to get back to the centre circle. Just away from Harold William. It was a lovely cross as well from Christie. Brilliant delivery in towards the back post. And this is, again, from this angle as well. Fantastic. Frustration from the goalkeeper, Tom Booth. There's nothing really he could have done about it. So Ethan Sills coming on for the Cherries. Well, concern here for Reece Dottin, who did miss a big chunk of the campaign the first 4 or 5 months of the season with that quad injury. Either way, Ethan Sills will be coming on for the Cherries with 7 minutes left. So he will be Bournemouth's second change. A reminder, we will have all the highlights at full time, in which we've brought you 4 goals so far. Will we see a 5th, I wonder? Either way, there'll be plenty to get your teeth stuck into after the full-time whistle. With the highlights of this match, the best of the action. You get the feeling, though, there's another goal in this for somebody. The way this is going, Chibanidze is going to be coming on as well by the looks of it for Bournemouth. So Reece Dottin does make way for Bournemouth. So concern there. Let's hope it's only a bit of a knock for Remy. Out in the back from Alan Connell. Yeah, so George Chibanidze comes on for Bournemouth. So on he comes and Ellis come on, as well as Noah Bhutan, who came on earlier, 10 minutes ago. Cleared from Booth. Sills, who was on the score sheet at Vitality Stadium in the Premier League Cup against Hull, opening his under-21s account a few months ago. Too far for Bhutan though. Alfie Merritt's clearance. Billy Baker. Stevens tries to find Chabanidze. There's Baker with the challenge on the right hand corner of the penalty area. Bhutan. Stevens cross, and there's Narco. Good chance for Narco. Usually Narco in the 6-yard box. Deep ball in from Stevens. Another substitution to be made for Crewe Alexandra. Couple of changes. Four minutes of normal time left for somebody to find a winner, but we've not seen a lot of football, have we, really, last 5-10 minutes of the injury and the substitutions. So Baker's come off for Crewe. He's had a decent game of ride back, and also coming off is the goal scorer of Crewe's second goal, Luca Moore. So Moore comes off. Morgan Laws Randall is coming on for Crewe. So that's 4 changes made now then for Crewe. And Aidan Thorpe has made his way on for Crewe. So Thorpe's on. Morgan Laws Randall, the defender, had a spell on loan at Arsley Town. Not many more substitutions to be made now though. I don't know how much more stoppage we're going to have. Hopefully flows between now and full time. Hayden Taylor. Still a bit of time to go though, for sure, I'm sure. Probably about 6-7 minutes. Now here's Day. Bit of an angle for him now, but it doesn't matter, because Johnny Day from the angle. How's he managed to find the back of the net there? Only Johnny Day will know. But you can bank on Johnny Day from whatever position he's in. And from 2-1 down, Bournemouth could be heading for a crucial 3 points in their push for the top 2. And who else but Johnny Day has got his 15th for the season and Bournemouth's 3rd. What a time to do it. Did think at first that he'd done just a little bit too much there with the angle. But not a chance. Lovely pass in from Narco. Just from there, just that touch took him well to the right of the 6-yard box. You think he's got to go some here, so not only find the target, but find the back of the net. But he had to place it in exactly the spot that he placed it into to get it anywhere past, or any chance to get it past Tom Booth. And that's exactly what he did. Booth didn't get there. Johnny Day on the score sheet again. The Cherries are on the brink. And it was very difficult to really see this coming when Crewe did go 2-1 up, because it came during a really good period for Crewe. The character Cherries have shown this could be a massive 3 points. Infield to Stevens. Head on from Day. So hearing that we're looking at about 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time in this game. And again, another reminder, we'll have all the highlights of this game. It's been quite a game with 5 goals plus all the other best moments of the game at full time. So stay tuned for that. And come back on Friday for the development squad for a 1:30 kickoff at Charlton. Live coverage of that one on Friday afternoon. Under 18s on Wednesday against Swansea. On Wednesday afternoon. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff. The game's coming in thick and fast. And for the Cherries, it's pretty much 2 games a week now. The season coming to an end in 2 weeks' time. Well, the way they're going, there's no reason why the campaign can't be extended into the playoffs for the Bournemouth. Laws Randall. Grace cross. Oh, it's off the post somehow. What a chance that was for Crewe to pull level. Well, the delivery. Merritt just did enough in the end. As Lucas Swan was running in, but what a chance that was. So close to pulling level there. Here's Charlie Finney. Well, that could have gone anywhere. Offside, the flag goes up. Relief for the Cherries, who are getting closer now. Bournemouth, if things stay as they are, will be heading to 44 points from 24 games. In a 28-game season, but they still have work to do to get over the line. Did say, didn't we, a 2-2 that felt like there was going to be another goal coming. Went Cherry's way. It would be great if Bournemouth could get the 3 points, especially in front of the crowd today. Number coming in during the Easter holidays. Taking advantage of a lovely afternoon at Vitality Stadium. We're about halfway through stoppage time, I think. Over from Laws Randall is Graves. Stevens. Chobinidze, great trickery here. And look at the blue shirts lined up. And it comes back again to Narco, who got Cherry's second. Could have got Cherry's fourth. Which should have sealed the points. Now Bhutan with the throw. Crewe running out of time. Especially if Bournemouth can keep it exactly in this kind of area by the corner flag. Chobinidze with a push. Foul that time on Stan Dancy. One last chance maybe for Crewe to get this ball up the field. Costa Gonzalez, anywhere will do right now for the Cherries. Laws Randall. Graves. Aimed up towards Thorpe. Comes off the head of Motto. There will be one last chance. It's going to come for Crewe. You would imagine this will be the last bit of action of the game. Goalkeeper coming forward. Tom Booth on his way up. Everyone in the box. Goes short anyway. Still opens up here, but then that's well blocked from the shot from Hayden Taylor. And the goalkeeper's off his line here. He might even have a go here from halfway. It's Johnny Day. It's an open goal. Well, after all that running, it was always going to be difficult for him. But the whistle goes. And what a 3 points that is for Bournemouth. Crewe Alexandra's 3-game run without defeat comes to an end with the Cherries taking a huge stride towards finishing in the top 2 with 4 games to go. You feel like it's going to go to the wire, but the fact that the Cherries were 2-1 down and bringing it back to make it 3-2, it was great character. 1-1 at half time, 3-2 to the Cherries. It finished 3 different goal scorers, and we'll be back again, as I say, Wednesday 1 o'clock in the afternoon for the under-18s at home to Swansea, and on Friday a 1:30 kickoff at Charlton for the development squad. So join us for those. We've got 2 live games for you between now and the weekend on your Easter holiday. But what about the Cherries? Brilliant 3 points. We'll show you the highlights now. Brilliant to bring you this coverage of ESET. But it finished at Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth 3, Crewe 2.